This is a product video for General Formulations 790 AE Frosted Window Film, and here are the details. Product name, 790 AE Print and Privacy Light Etch Egress. Product number, 790 AE. Film type, polymeric vinyl film. Adhesive, solvent-based permanent acrylic. Liner, 90-pound Egress. Inks, solvent, eco-solvent, latex, and UV. Thickness 3 mils. Roll widths 54 and 60 inches. Roll lengths 75 and 100 feet. GF790AE can be installed in whole sheets, sectioned into cutout shapes, and even be digitally printed on. When printing on GF790AE, be sure to let it outgas for between 24 and 48 hours. There is no need to laminate the film, which saves on costs and production time. To ensure the best quality and results, go to the General Formulations website, click on Resources, then Customer Care to download the right profile for your printer. Once the panels have been printed and/or plotted, be sure to wipe down the work table before laying them out. This prevents dirt from transferring from the production area to the install. When possible, trim the panels with minimal bleed on the sides. And if the top and bottom of the panel are in the live area, cut each one straight. Keep in mind that pre-mask can be applied onto the panels during production if scratching the face with a squeegee during the install process is a concern. When plotting 790AE into cutout shapes, it's always good to test the blade depth in order to get the best install results. Always pull the excess border away from the live cutout area, then weed the film using a pen, tweezers, or blade. The Egress feature can make thin sections easy to lift, so put extra focus on keeping them flat. Since this is a dry install, standard pre-mask can be used, and when possible, trim the panels to size. The prep for the windows is standard, which means using a soap and water mix, then scraping off any specks of dirt with a metal or plastic scraper. This step is critical to do in order to ensure a smooth surface. When removing the moisture and dirt, use a window squeegee. Avoid using towels as they can leave fibers behind. Getting precise alignment before releasing the backing paper is key, since this is a dry install. Using 2-inch wide masking tape is recommended to ensure proper hold. There are several ways of making a panel straight. One way is to match the vertical straight edge of the panel to a straight edge on the application surface. Another is to measure from level areas on the application surface to the top of the panel. Putting masking tape on the top helps keep even tension on the panel. There is also the option of placing masking tape markers on the surface before unrolling the panel and placing it on the surface, which can help avoid any accidents. To take this idea further, a long masking tip strip can be connected to the preset markers to help with workflow. Matching a laser level to these markers can also be done. In all cases, taking time to make precise measurements ahead of time will help ensure quality and avoid mistakes. With the placement set, it's time to make a hinge and release the liner. Because this is a dry install, the process may seem at first glance like wrapping a wall. However, the combination of the high surface energy of the glass and the unique properties of the material require the installer to make the following adjustments. By using the fingers to pull the film away from the liner, dirt and oil will transfer to the adhesive side, which can lower the quality and leave fingerprints visible from the other side. So here are several liner release options. One is to use a backing paper cutter and remove around 1-inch section of the liner, roughly 6 inches away from the top of the panel. When placing it in position, be sure to avoid picking it on and off the surface too many times. Once set, simply squeegee to lock it in place. A second option is to set a masking tape hinge at the very top of the panel. For security, it's best to make 4 overlapping layers of masking tape, 2 on the glass and 2 on the panel to ensure hold. A third option is to make a masking tape holder at the top of the panel. Place masking tape half on the face of the film and half off. This means the installer can hold onto the masking tape when releasing the GF790AE from the liner. This avoids any dirt or oil contamination on the adhesive. During this process, the freehand should hold the liner onto the glass to help ensure a smooth release. If the liner needs to be cut away, be sure to rotate the blade in a snitty for a fresh edge. This will ensure a clean cut and also make the cut straight from side to side. This will help prevent the liner from tearing when the bottom section is applied. With the film ready to be applied to the glass, be sure to make a small squeegee stroke in the middle, then squeegee out to the right, then left. Be sure to have a fresh buffer on the squeegee and keep it low and flat to the surface. Since this is a dry install on glass, use short, overlapping squeegee strokes and keep the angle of the squeegee at 45 degrees. Once it's applied to the top section, pull the masking tape holder away low and flat to keep the material on the glass. With the top section set, roll the panel up to make it easier to handle, then release the liner roughly 12 to 18 inches and work in incremental sections. Keep the film roughly 15 to 30 degrees away from the surface at all times, and keep in mind that if the material bunches up, it can be picked back up. If this happens, be sure to shift the tension away from the area by working away in one direction. If tension persists, then using light heat to trigger the memory effect can be used. Proper finishing of the lower section is critical. Here, the liner is released like it was a wall install. The GF790AE tacked prematurely to the glass, which means that when it was picked back up, it gives the appearance of a white ghosting behind it, which lowers the quality of the final appearance. Keep in mind that using a heat gun on a medium setting can self-heal the marks and make the appearance of the film go back to its original look. The heat self-heals the film and, in most cases, can do this, but it cannot be counted on at all times to fix this. Instead, it's best to avoid it by keeping the liner on until the very end. In fact, the material will flip vertically up by itself near the bottom, which creates natural even tension side to side. Squeegee back and forth, and then slowly release the liner once near the bottom. Only at the very end, when the material is about 2 or 3 inches away, should the liner be fully released. Once the GF790AE is on the entire section, go around the edges in a 360-degree squeegee stroke and make sure the edges are down tight. For trimming off the excess material, be sure to click the blade beforehand to ensure a good cut. In most cases, if there is no molding on the side of the glass, the edge will be beveled, so the installer should be sure to make an angled in cut so the GF790AE lays flat on the main surface area. For edges that have molding, use the squeegee blade combination cutout. This will ensure a straight cut, avoid accidental damage of the molding during the cut, and create a slight cutaway from the edge. For installing cutout shapes, the protocol is essentially the same. Create a temporary hinge near the top of the section, lock it in place with a squeegee stroke, then remove the liner roughly 8 to 12 inches and apply the 790AE in overlapping squeegee strokes. The pre-mask holds the pattern in place as well as protects the face from scratches. Since it's a dry install, the pre-mask can be removed right away without worry of the frosted film lifting off the surface, which is a big time saver. When done with the install, always keep the liners flat, stack them on top of each other, and roll them into one tube to minimize space in the landfill. GF790AE comes with a 7-year warranty for vertical surfaces, which can vary based on UV exposure and if it was printed on. The GF790AE acts as both a design element as well as helps ensure privacy. And note that the Egress feature is essentially invisible after the application. When it comes time to remove the GF790AE, it's best to pull it in the opposite direction. This keeps the adhesive on the film and not on the glass. And when starting an edge, it's best to use a plastic scraper to start, and if a lot of adhesive residue is left behind, then apply heat to soften the film first. A steamer can be very effective in this regard. For more information on GF790AE printable etched glass film, you can go to generalformulations.com, where you can also find contact information to sales and technical support. You can also check out General Formulations on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. This has been an official product video for General Formulations GF790AE film, proudly produced by the Rep Institute.